Hello students, in this video we're gonna talk about a short story written by Khushwant Singh, and the name of the story is The Interview. So the story is actually, before we start discussing the story, let me tell you a brief about Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh was born in Pakistan because he was born in 1915, and he was born in Lahore, now in Pakistan. And later on, they moved along with his father. They moved to New Delhi, and he has written a lot about his flat and then his life in New Delhi. Even his famous work, The Portrait of a Lady, which is part of Punjab Board, CBSE Board, ICSE Board. It is so important that all the three boards have actually made this particular thing, the particular story, part of their syllabi. So, apart from Portrait of a Lady, this work, The Interview, is one of his famous work because, see, Khushwant Singh is famous for his witty nature, the humor he creates. Even if we read The Train to Pakistan, I read it back in 2015 or 14, and I was a bit reluctant because I felt like the story will leave me traumatized. I never wanted to read such kind of stories, like, because when I watched Gadar, it had some kind of impact on me. So this time I never wanted to take the toll, but when I read it, I really loved it. And this particular work, The Train to Pakistan, is very important when it comes to UGC net. I have taken the test twice, once in my third semester and once in my fourth semester, and both the times I, like, there was some question which I had to just take that, it's so simple, it's easy to remember. So I would recommend you that please read it, right? You will like it. So after this, he has also written another famous work, that is Sex, Scotch and Scholarship, in which he has talked about his life, and he wasn't that intelligent, but how he got into the Indian Foreign Services, IFS. So his story is really nice, and especially in the end of that book, he has even translated some of the verses from the veneered Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and some poetry by Rumi into English, especially that Mandar ta de Mazda ta de jo kuch tenda bas kise da dil na tawi Rabb dilan vich rehda, which means that demolish any building you would like to, but never demolish a heart, a human heart, because God Almighty actually resides there. So beautiful work. And then now coming to also he was bestowed with the Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. Padma Bhushan he got in 1974, and he actually returned the award after the Blue Star operation, but later on he was bestowed with Padma Vibhushan. Another important fact about Khushwant Singh is that he has won Sahitya Academy Fellowship, not Sahitya Academy Award. I'm working on this thing, that I'm preparing a list of Sahitya Academy Fellowship winners, and the people, those who have won Sahitya Academy Awards, because they sometimes ask the chronological order, sometimes they ask the names. I know there is a lot of work involved, but soon I'll be putting that video also up. Now in this particular story, the interview is actually, it has shown us a number of beautiful things which we're gonna discuss, but let me tell you a brief about the story. So in the story, actually, there is a guy whose name is Mr. Tower. He is this numismatician, right? What is numismatics? Numismatics is actually a study of dash. I'll tell you after the in the end. So he's a numismatician, and numismatician, now even if I'm telling you the term, most of the people, they don't know what it is. Similarly, Khushwant Singh also didn't know. So this Mr. Towers, he directly barged into Mr. Singh's house, not in any fit of anger or pique, but just to flaunt that I am some white man, I am in India, I don't have anything else to do, so I can visit the people. And Mr. Singh was serving as the public relation officer. So he, along with Mr. Towers, along with his wife and daughter, they came, and even before Mr. Singh's secretary could have done something and could have refused them, they were sitting in his room. And then he started flaunting, he started bragging about that I'm one of the top 10, rather top 9 numismaticians in the world, and I'm working on numismatics. Now Mr. Singh was a bit perplexed that what it actually is. But before he could ask, the Mr. Towers simply said that, you must be knowing it. After all, you are the public relation officer. Now, he was in a problem, but Punjabis, they're very good, no, they are good at managing. And especially before, otherwise also he could have asked, but the tone of this particular man was a bit condescending. When, like, before starting this conversation, he said that I'm coming from Chicago. So when Mr. Singh said that, oh, I have been to Chicago, so he said it's not Chicago, it's Chicago. So see, some people have this habit of, this condescending tone, which actually gets under your skin. So, but Mr. Singh couldn't do anything. So he simply started the conversation. He was just trying to go with the flow, and he even tried to change the topic. He asked his wife whether you're liking India or not, what you people are doing there. He even tried to talk to his daughter. But this Mr. Towers was coming back to the same topic, because he said that I have my expertise in this. So Mr. Singh had thrown a fast one on him. He said, yeah, my friend Mr. Banerjee, he's also into this thing. So he said, oh, you know Mr. Banerjee. Now see, one thing is here, that Mr. Banerjee is kind of a common surname. And especially when it comes to the field of education, we know that Bengalis are really very good. So he just simply said this thing, and wanted to go away with it. But he again said that, oh, on what, in what particular, like, what is the subfield? He said he has worked in this field of Monjadaro. Now, it could have gelled, it couldn't have gelled, but he said, I don't know whether you are talking about the same Mr. Banerjee or not. So this person, Mr. Towers, he said that maybe, right? Now, in the meanwhile, what he did, he asked his secretary, and he gave her a slip that, just get me this thing. So he had asked for a dictionary, because he wanted to know what he is talking about. And then when they are into this conversation, she brought she got him this dictionary, and he just pretend that I'm reading the book published by Mr. Banerjee, but actually he was looking for the word, that what is this, numismatics. And he said, here he has mentioned about the Monjadaro work. Before he could put the dictionary down, Mr. Tower said, let me read the article. Now it means Mr. Singh was caught red-handed, and it was, the beans were spilled, that he didn't know what numismatics is. Let me tell you what it is. It is actually the study of coins, currency notes. These are quite helpful when it comes to learning about the history and the chronological events leading to this particular stage. So that's why it is full of humor, because in the end, and even he was the PRO, he was an editor, he even served in IFS, he was an ambassador, he had served in Ottawa, in Toronto. So of course he might have felt bad, a bit insulted, right? But also he has shown from here that even editors, even people with vast knowledge, sometimes they also don't know a specific word, because it was a jargon rather, right, something very specific. So we shouldn't be judging people like that. Beautiful story. So I would, it's part of BA1 students. In case you have any doubts, you can still ask me, but I think it's simple. Keep reading, start developing your interest in reading from short stories, because they are kind of, they always have this twist in the end. Take care, let learning be your muse. God bless. Bye bye.